Okay, so for anyone who has been following the channel for any time now, I know we're still small, but keep pumping out some content. You'll see that almost all of my content is top down. So I thought, as it's the end of the year, 2022, I'd take that chance to shoot like a face on video, get a bit more into detail, also show you my face and what I look like. So yeah, so that's this. At the beginning or the end and the middle of each year, I tend to do Instagram post, like a thing where you can scroll through and like the top 9 and write up a piece about them. I've actually bung an image up here of my mid 2022 and then end 2022 video, Instagram post, sorry. So yeah, basically I'm going to do a video version of that end of year for you guys. So yeah, I'm going to be going down this pile. I'll pull the pairs out, go through them, what I like and maybe sometimes don't like, or would have changed, but ultimately why they're in the list. So without any more ado, the first shoe is actually shoes. I couldn't separate these two bad boys, so I've put both of them in 9th place. And the reason they're together, they're both Diadora V7000s, which is my favourite Diadora silhouette, and definitely in my top 5 silhouettes, and my favourite Diadora. So we have the End Clothing V7000 Limoncello and the 24 Colates Friends for Life. These came out, I want to say earlier on in the year, and then these came out a month or so ago. So let's get into them. So the limoncellos first. They actually come with a shot glass. It is limoncello. Push this to the side so you can see the End Clothing, End and Diadora, lemons and grapes. The other shoe in the pack was called the Grappa. So they were basically like meant to represent alcohols, I guess, there's no other way of putting it. So I'm just gonna bung each shoe on here. I'm just gonna take out whichever one's easiest. No rhyme or reason otherwise. These are DS still. I haven't actually worn the Friends for Life yet, so they're gone here. So yeah, this is them. And the two shoes, both like similar parts of the color palette, obviously yellow and then like a tan. So hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah, they're both just like in typical Diadora style, super premium. We have End branding on the back here, and Colates or Colates branding on the heel here. So these, so as I said, this pack, this is a pack. There's the green, so this yellow and then the green. I'll bung an image up here of the Grappa, like Italian cocktail, I guess, or yeah, Italian cocktail pack. I don't know. I don't think they gave it a name. But yeah, it's just overall really premium. So you've got like a really buttery suede across all the darker yellow bits. As I say, End Clothing on the back there, made in Italy, little green tongue, and then some really even more plush suede on the toe box. All of the lighter perforated areas, leather lining. Special edition insoles, all the stuff you basically just always get with a good Diadora collab and release. And then these guys, haven't worn them yet, they only came in a month or so ago. This is from Cody, who is the 1992 Barcelona Olympics mascot. There's a silhouette of his face and it just says Friends for Life within that. They have a bunch of different like kind of tan, orange, very autumnal colors. And then the hang tag, which just sits there. There's a bunch of spare laces, which you also always get with Diadoras. And one thing that Colates does really well, amongst many, you have their branding on the lace, and then Barcelona on the other side. And I want to say they've been doing that for quite a while longer than Off-White. So it's not completely brand new. You have a thick regular leather wrap around here. Buttery suede, bovine fur, lighter on the eyelets and the Diadora swoosh, and then a darker one on the heel, and an even lighter one on the little swipe side piece there. Yeah, and a bunch of different colours. There's another 2 coloured laces on this side, also a special edition insert or insole. So yeah, I mean, just these two pairs I could spend forever on. There's so many parts, but in the interest of time, that is number 9. So next up, obviously, number 8, Nike. This is the biggest brand, definitely the biggest brand in my collection. And this was a shoe that I had been wanting for years and years. You probably can tell already from the little pick that I keep on the front. I'll pull both of these out because I think being one shoe now. And as you can already tell, these are the Crep Hemps. So originally a shoe from 2004, I want to say it was. Just released this year, and just like an overall bang up job. Nike did the typical thing of making them just about different enough to the OG that the OG collectors weren't pissed, but also close enough that like anyone seeing this is going to know what it is. So yeah, decent shape. For once, I have not reshaped these at all. Pair coming up later in this list, which I have spent a lot of time reshaping. But yeah, they're just really good. One word of warning, I did go down half a size on these, which I have with the 2 other Air Max 1s in this list, and these I should not have. They're not uncomfortable, but just the TTS would have been better, whereas I think every other Air Max 1 I've had this year down half a size is better. So yeah, there's just a quick word of warning on sizing. Actually, to go back, the V7000s, true to size, true to Nike size on both of those. V7000s, older V7000s go down half. They have become very snug of late. So yeah, Crep Hemp, to get onto these. You have this like hemp material on the toe box, 2 different browns, and then the really nice, I always get these words wrong, mint foam colour on the swoosh, on the tongue, heel, and then Nike Air on the inside. But yeah, just an overall really, really nice, simple colorway. We have some, almost like a Hessian kind of style. I'll pop up an image here if I can find it. When I've worn these, I've matched them with some of my much lighter Fear of God sweatpants, which I feel goes really well with them and makes this brown really pop, and then even the mint really pop. So yeah, that's kind of how I've styled these. The Piste Resistance here is the outsole. I think that's really, really cool. It also means you don't get the the weird like nipple wear out for MX1s to age them. Like these don't have any. But yeah, really cool, really, really nice. So yeah, that is 8. I'm gonna run out of space down there, so might need to jig a few things around. 7. Much bigger box. Sticking with the overall Nike brand, but these aren't Nikes. These are Unions. I feel like these actually did go quite not under the radar, but they did go a bit under respected, let's say. So that is, well, that's just the receipt from LA, the store in LA. You have on the inside of the box branding of Flight and the Union, and then you have the HO21 on the box. Almost has like a Chesterfield sofa feel to the box. I went TTS in these. I actually haven't worn these. These are still DS. Just given this year and how crazy things have been, I'll just leave one in there actually. Yeah, I just didn't get round to wearing them. Not because obviously they're in this list. I think they're really good. Just for some reason didn't get around to wearing them. But like the spring next year for sure, these will be out when it's. I generally tend to wear 2s with long pants and not shorts because they are quite bulky. Although, you can see here, if I compared this view to my Just Dons, they're much, much slimmer. So I think this could be worn with shorts. My calves are not huge, despite the lack of trying, but so that's another reason why I also don't wear big bulky shoes with shorts all the time. But yeah, these are just really cool. They're just really nice. Like, it's a really, really interesting mixture of like a very, very buttery suede hair. that goes all the way down, you know, onto just before the rubber. You have your little LA tag for the Union collab, the HO21. So I think these were delayed, and they were supposed to be from last year, they got delayed into this year. And then the reason for the Chesterfield style on the box, you can see there on the ankle collar, those weird circles. It feels like a lot of thought and design has gone into this. I'm not sure a huge amount of it got through in the the sales and the marketing materials from Nike brand or Jordan brand. A very thinned out tongue with some exposed foam as well. Super creamed out midsole with a random splash of blue on there. Yeah, that's the Union 2. Oh, and this colorway is Rattan. There was a fog or something or other. I wasn't a huge fan personally. I think I'm gonna have to start putting them back in because I'm running out of space already. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the blue one. They didn't look ugly, but I just think wearability was just not there with it as much. So with that said, now on to 9, 8, 7, 6, number 6. Yeah, 6. So Asics brand. Yeah, words just would not come to me there. So here we're going into Asics brand. This was my favorite Gel Lyte 3 of the year, partly because of the colorway, partly because of how many things came with this, partly because of the pickup experience. It was just all super dope. Yeah, let's get into them. So this is the Sneaker Politics Gel Lyte 3. I'm always ready. Yeah, they just come with so much stuff. Actually, inside the receipt in there. I actually also haven't worn these. Not again because I'm just waiting for a kind of special occasion. I won't go through everything here because it will take ages. But they're basically like a homage to Derek Curry, the owner of Politics, and his time in the army. A bunch of army related stuff come with them. This is an in-store pair, so I've got all the added extras. Like there's just a bunch in here. There's a lighter in there that has Politics on there. There's a little army man. They came with like more stuff than I know what to do with, which is really cool. So yeah, and I have actually relaced them, so they're non-factory laced. I wanted to get some pics done for a friend. I'll pop a few images up here of those pics because they're a bit arty and probably a bit better than how this video will come out. One of the special features, the Velcro, and you can see here, it's that P for Politics with the American flag. This side it just says Politics. I want to say there's a Gel Lyte 3 one which you can use as well. I found that was like the least of the 3 that I wanted to have. Black laces, green laces, so they do come with a bunch of stuff. And actually the two, you'll be able to see this from the images that I insert, but the insoles, when you put them together, it shows you downtown Dallas, which is where I live. So these are also like super special to me for that reason. And then you have the American flag piece on the two toe boxes, which is really cool. Other than that, like the kind of an army pack material, just really nice, really good set of suedes on here again. Yeah, and there is actually here, I don't know whether this is meant to represent the metallic, kind of the metal of a gun. So obviously this is a military themed shoe, but they have that too. So yeah, that is Sneaker Politics Gel Lyte 3. Great drop. It was just before, so they dropped just before it gets too hot to really be outdoors much, unless you're in a swimming pool in Texas. So I had a really nice day. It was a football game that day, so I went straight to my buddy's house after the drop. But yeah, spent the morning kind of chatting to fellow sneakerheads in the queue. It was really cool. So number 5, so now we're in the top 5. It's actually all one brand from here on out. So my favourite silhouette ever, the Jordan 3, and it has taken a long time a long time to get this shoe in this form. So before we go any further, these are actually also DS. This is looking bad for me. These are DS because I have the 2013 version. So anytime I've wanted to wear this shoe this year, I've already had a worn pair. I made the decision a week or so, or maybe a month or so ago now, that the 2013s are getting retired and probably sold, at least retired from my collection. And these will be getting unDS'd the next time I have a hankering for wearing the Jordan 3 Fire Red. So they come with the card. It's actually paper, kind of cheaped out on us, but any more older guys who collect sneakers will remember these, or if you're younger but you've also go back and buy stuff maybe on eBay or something, or any of the other apps, you'll probably know those cards. They just don't do them anymore. But yeah, this pair was just super special for me. This would be number one if I didn't already have the 2013 pair, but like I've owned this shoe for so long that, like, yes, there were special features in this release that I never had before, like really big improvements, but it wasn't like oh, this is a new shoe I've never seen before. I'm also not a huge fan of making a shoe that's not from this year, the shoe over the year for this year, if that makes any sense. So this is a 1988, a 2007, 2013, and now a 2022 shoe. So there are other years where this would have been shoe of the year. So yeah, for me, I would much more prefer something that's never ever released before. That said, this is the Jordan 3, my favorite silhouette of all time, in the Fire Red, which is one of the 4 pairs or colorways that MJ wore on the court, along with the white cement, black cement, and the true blues. The special thing about these, this is actually a couple. Unmistakable Nike Air and Ass. 88 pair obviously had this. 2007s and 2013s didn't. They both have Jumpman branding. It's one of my pet peeves. It's like they take an OG colorway and they put a symbol for a non-OG colorway on it. It's just odd. I don't know why they started doing it, but it is what it is. So they have that. They also, again, let me shoot up an image here of either the 2007 or the 2013. It doesn't matter. I'll put the 2013 up there. Because the elephant print there, as well as being super bulky, and most likely kind of like in comparison, it was right up here, so the toes were like really bulky on them. It was also blacked out for some reason. I don't know why they chose to kind of go with a blacked out elephant print back then. It's a bit odd, but this is much more sleek. You can see like it's almost like a really well built runner, which is how they're meant to look, much lower, more pointy. And also the grey and grey, which is meant to be. That's carried through onto the back. And then the other thing that we have is this rolled out tongue. I'll show again up there, 2013, front view of the tongue, and you can see the red all the way over, and they're also puffy. If you look at it from this side, this is really thin. The older pairs got really puffy. This almost started to look like skate shoes at one point. Yeah, they're just amazing. The leather's a bit harder than the 2013 pair, really plush, soft leather. This doesn't, but everything else about it is absolutely perfect. Some people complained about QC. I think I got lucky. I only bought 1 pair. I didn't really feel the need to double up. I didn't feel like the value was going to shoot up too high to warrant it. So I only got the 1 pair, and they are damn near perfect from a QC perspective. So sometimes you get that. Put these back in again, just because, as I say, I ran out of space down on the floor. But I do want to get cracking, get through this vid. The little pictures I put in the front of my box is great for when you're trying to get ready in the morning. They are probably ruining every surprise in this video. Okay, 4. MX1s again. Been a great year for MX1s. Let me just see if you can see the shine, I'm going to cover one because there are two of these, but hopefully the shine of the camera picks up the Nike and the swoosh on the front of the box. I can't really tell if it is or it isn't, but what I can do is keep moving it. I really like it. It's such a small thing, but I really like that. So this is, again, I went half a size down on these MX1 SP, MX1, yeah, SP Sport Spice Coconut Milk. It's a very exotic colorway. OG laces, did not like them, took them out. They do have this special paper, red on that side and blue on the other side. It has similar kind of themes to the box. You can see which Casino this is. So they're the Ongyang. I think I'm pronouncing that right, hopefully. It doesn't actually say on the box, it just says the colours. So it comes with this hang tag, which is super, super cool, which has the duck on there. So they have these wooden carving ducks in South Korea, which represent the like togetherness, I guess, of like a married couple. So and the two shoes, I haven't included the grey. This is my favorite of the two. If you do check out the Instagram post, you'll see both of the pictures are in, both the shoes are in there. So they're kind of both included because it is a pack, but this is my favorite of the two. With time in mind, I'm just going to show you this one. I just think this colorway is awesome. This in almost any other year of late would have been for me the best MX1 of the year. This year there was one other that I think really took the biscuit. Yeah, there is the side profile. And take in all the colors. The mini swoosh is amazing already, and then you get a mini swoosh with this little flower on there on both sides. Really cool. Two little lace doubrays. One of them I think says Casina in South Korean, and then the other one is a Nike swoosh. You also have the duck, duck branding on translucent with some colors in there. I'm going to pop an image up here. I think it's the grey pair that I did the kind of like side-by-side grid with of the reshape, so you can see what the shape did look like and what it now looks like, because I did both of them. You can see it's like a fairly decent shape there, kind of slanted shape. Out the box, if you haven't got these and you're thinking about buying them, A, the price right now is really, really good still. They just didn't get the kind of hype that they should have. And B, the shape is atrocious. So if you're a big MX1 fan and you're a fan of nice sleek shape, then you may have to get the old iron out. I got a better shape on the grey, I think, than I did on these, but I did like, I mean, this toe was like up here, so I got a lot of movement out of it. So yeah, quick run through. You can see all the colours. You can see there's like a dark teal, I guess, a blue. This is like the coconut milk colour, I guess. This red. They've put green, blue, red, and orange. Two different types of red and orange in one colorway, and cream, and it still just flows perfectly. Yeah, they're just really good. They have cork insoles. They also have one of those, it's a warning sticker. This shoe contains real fur, so there is real cow leather and hair on their bovine. I think they call it like bovine fur or something. But yeah, cork insoles. Also an exposed tongue, so more of that stuff that we started to see back in like 2018 with the off-white stuff. Exposed tongue, says Casina on here, and Casina is a boutique in Southern Korea and South Korea. Where these came from, they have dunks, they have a bunch of other collabs. You can see again the ducks in the back. So again, I'm just trying to speed up. I really, really like these pairs. It's why I'm making this video and why I bought them all. So I don't want to kind of go through too fast. So very aware of time. So plunk these back in. We have 3 more. My OCD tendencies are making it very hard to pack these back up really quickly, but I'm doing my best here. Another Air Max 1. Yeah. So these are built on a concept of, by concepts, the concept of Woodstock and the 60, was it 69? I'll fact check that. Concert. So there were 3 in the pack. This was the only one I liked enough to buy. Also went down half a size. Nike Air Max 1 SP, multicolor sale. Really descriptive. So Nike swoosh with a bunch of different things like bandana print. There's some army fatigue. Still looks like a Germany flag to me, but whatever. It's the swoosh with all the petals on there, and then this super like colorful design. Concepts, and also this was on the tickets. If you bought a ticket back in there, and then again another swoosh with the petals on there. I keep making that huge noise there. Again, more special edition paper. Spare laces, white, and then velvety brown, and then what is supposed to be a guitar pick. I mean, it's plastic in typical Nike fashion, but because it's like a rock festival, you've got a guitar pick. Yeah, so this shoe could have been number 1 or number 2, easily. And time will tell. Sometimes you do these things and like in 2 years' time, you're like, why was this not number 1? But I'm kind of sure about my number 1, but my number 2, they landed today. So I've only really seen them. I've worn these 5 times, and I've only seen my number 2 for like an hour. So yeah, a lot to go through. The swoosh with all of the flowers and stuff on there. The Germany flag again. I know it's not a Germany flag, but whatever. And then you have like the most striking feature, which is the denim. What I was looking for was a pair that really had this kind of like mixture, so some darker bits and then some lighter bits. On this left side, there's a really interesting piece here, which kind of looks like a cloud. I just really liked the mixture. So you have some of the more as army fatigue, bandana print. The orange on the back is also really a quite funky feature, in that my right shoe is covered in bandana print and orange, and then this one has nothing. You've got these wispy little bits that are hanging down to make it look half done. And then what is meant to look like splatters on the midsole, because you've been at a festival. Psychedelic insoles, looks pretty cool. Obviously I've worn these a bunch of times. They've all got the nipples still showing, but I also wore these to Seattle. Had a load of people kind of stop and talk to me about them. And a piece of Calfa, again on here, and then on the toe box, don't know if that comes through, but you do have that piece from the Woodstock tickets, as I said before. Back in the box, and now we're down to 2. I waited so long for these. I cannot believe how little they cost relative to what I thought they were going to go for when they first got announced. It's a sign of the times we're in a recession. The Armand Manier. Sorry, I didn't even say the name of these. Concept, Boston store, heavy, Air Max 1 heavy. So they were far out heavy, and mellow, that is the heavy. My apologies. So this is the Armand Manier Jordan 4 in the violet ore colorway. The man himself making a shot in the 4s, in the black cement 4s, which won the playoffs. Speckles all over this ore, violet ore on violet ore box. A bunch of speckles there. Just cracking with the shoes. When these came out, or when images first arose of the colorway, in my mind, this is so close to your kind of like your Travis Scott friends and family. I just assumed, okay, my my Armand Manière collection is going to start at 1 and end at 3. There's no way I'm going to be able to fork out the $1,000, like just be able to justify the $1,000 that these are going to cost, because guys are going to go crazy because, you know, they look so much like those Friends and Family pair, which is 30 grand or something. Yeah, they dropped, and I think maybe it was maybe it was a combination of the current climate, like it, as I say, it is a recession, so people are not spending as much, but also the fact that there's a bit more stock than we maybe thought. But hey ho, they're here now. So I have Nike on the booty. Basically it's an all over violet ore, which is a very browny purple. Most of the upper is that color. There is some burgundy on the bottom, the insole, on the outsole, sorry. And then you have, yeah, they're mainly covered in a really plush nubuck. It feels very reminiscent of my Off-White Sail women's one. Very similar. I just did a video for these, and actually from this top-down view, like the kind of exposed piece here does look also very similar. I've been going back and forth on what to wear this color with, and I feel like potentially, I mean, a black is an obvious go-to. I feel like it might be a little bit boring and there's not going to be a huge amount of pop going on there. So maybe this is going to be like an olive cargo pants, like a lighter like a sage cargo pants or something. But yeah, something in the green family maybe. Also, I have those kind of green mustardy Mr. Porter Fear of God pants, which might also be a bit funky with them. But yeah, they're just a really, really good pair of Jordans. One that I've, a bit of a story with them actually. I found a pair, basically like did a buy and sell trade with my Saturn Gold MX1s, which I didn't like at all. I kind of entered the raffles to use them as trade bait, which would have left these under retail, because the retail on these is about 100 more than the retail on the MX1s, and I was getting these for about $60 more than what I'd sold the MX1s for, so they would have been about 40 under retail. And then I waited for my shoes to turn up. They didn't, so I basically just raised a scam, raised a ticket with the payment company as a scam, and then like next day put back up, went to buy posts. You guys from Air Kickness come straight through, super trustworthy and reliable. I just gift them money and they send me what I paid for. So that's the kind of business you want to do. So yeah, that's my story with these now, and it's also meant that it's taken me like 2 to 3 weeks longer to get my hands on them because of waiting around. So yeah, glad that's over with. Let's see if we can see this here, but in the tabs it says it's not about the shoes, it's about where you're going, and then MJ's signature on the back. Super nice touch there. The same hang tag we got with the twos to really do this bag up. Okay, we'll redo that. And then another touch, hopefully this comes into some kind of focus, but they have this little like metal thing here with the A, which I think is really cool. And then underneath the mesh here, there is a really nice suede to them. So yeah, overall, I think with these, position 2 and 3 could have gone either way. The concepts of these, I like, if I was watching me in a parallel universe doing this list, I'm not mad about 2 or 3 being this way or the other way. So yeah, and maybe in a year or so, I'm still rocking the heavies hard, and maybe more than these. I don't know. I can't really tell, but yeah, this was like my gut feel was this to me feels like a more special shoe. Although, as I say, wearing my heavies around Seattle for the week that I was there was really nice. It's kind of the only shoe that I took with me. I do find that you get quite a special kind of connection with a pair when you've gone on holiday and it's the only thing you've been able to wear for a week. So, okay, so number 1, drum roll, worst drum roll ever. You know what these are. You know what we came to see here. It's been a very, very Nike heavy list. But these are the Jordan 1 Chicago Lost and Found. I said earlier when I was showing you the Fire Red 3s, that I typically don't put like things that I've already released into top lists. 2 reasons. I've never owned a pair of Chicago's. I'm going to pop an image up here of a grid that I've been trying to complete for 7 years. Not because I need to complete a grid, but because it's a bunch of shoes that I really wanted all of them, and they will have huge amounts of like legacy and history to them. But I also remember around when I first started collecting, what must be about 7 years ago now, I saw this image, and I remember thinking, I don't have any of those. I know what all of them are. I don't have any. Like, I really want to be able to do that one day. And this is the last shoe that enabled me to do that and post that image. So it means a lot for that. I got these early, actually. I got them before they went on sale. Wore them on drop day to the mall. Had 10-15 people come up to me and kind of start conversations, all the way from like a middle-aged lady saying, oh, where do I get this for my son? He's crazy, he wants them, he's going crazy, to like sneakerheads kind of just like giving you that kind of like little nod and then starting a conversation about them and saying, you know, oh, they've got their pair on the way, that kind of thing, or, you know, they struck out maybe, so kind of sharing stories of L's and W's. So yeah, they come with this Sandy Bros, which is like an invoice, the whole Lost and Found thing. Like, they're meant to have been sitting around for ages, hence all the scuffs on the box, and hence the AJKO orange lid, which is, you know, I guess like the Sandy Bros workers have like, oh, we need to get rid of them, we need to put a lid on there, so they've just thrown that on. We have a couple of like sale signs on the box, which is ironic given how much these go for. And actually I managed to double up in these as well, so I do have a second pair, which I'm going to hold on to. Some newspaper from back in, is it 86? Yeah, this was supposed to have gone on sale around summer 86. So it will take a year after they dropped. And you can see the price here, $29.99. They're showing upside down on the screen, but yeah, so they come here double wrapped. I mean, it's a Chicago. It does have a bunch of extra features, but the Chicago's, if you're watching sneaker related content, you probably know what Chicago's looks like. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, last shoe. I'll wrap this video up. So it is a pair of Chicago's. They do come with black laces as well. The black and the white laces will both be like that single kind of bottom hole laced up. Yeah, they're basically just the Chicago's with a bunch of like aged features. So there's crackling up here on the ankle collar and down here. All of the white or like cream leather has a kind of crackle to it. There is some yellowing of the midsole, and then some white kind of residue, maybe is the right word, on the outsole. It's a weird one as well. Oh, also the tongue is, you know, that has that discoloration to it, much like the Georgetowns. Yeah, the weird bit about the shoe, just trying to get both of them so you can see front on and side on, is the cut. It's not a high 85. Sorry, it's not a high 85. It's not an OG high. It's been said to be like somewhere in the middle. To me, these feel very similar to my Georgetowns, which is my other, which was the next shoe actually on the list. It was probably number 10 on my list. My first honorable mention. Feel very similar and very similar shape, but it's clearly not exactly a high 85. I think like the way that this lower flap here is a bit more like OG high, and that's like the 85. But yeah, it's kind of like halfway in the middle. I was having a conversation with a few people on Instagram about like, why didn't they just go one way or the other? Why is this like the price is in the middle, the cut is halfway in the middle? It's just a bit random. Is this the new thing they're going to start doing? And like, actually, no one really knows. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. This shoe, I think for me, will forever be remembered as the first one that comes with the paper inserts. I think people have said it's Nike trying to be more environmentally conscious. Maybe it's that, maybe it's also that they're just cheaping out on us, but who knows. Yeah, that's number one. It has been a long time collecting, seeing these randomly when I went to like consignment stores or something, and they're like $2,000, or seeing them on people's feet. I actually in my gym, I seen a guy squatting in the 2015s, which are insanely expensive. Never been able to justify purchasing them, and now this year, now I have 2 pairs, which is bonkers to think of. But yeah, that's my top 9 or 10 really. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Definitely enjoyed making this. I might start doing this, you know, in the middle of summer, mid-year, and then end of year again each year. So yeah, thanks for tuning in.